It's Graham here at Crashton, and where am I today? Where do you think I am? Well, I could be in a forest, but I am actually in the middle of a road. Here it is. I am going to talk about a roadmap. So what do we have on the Microsoft Teams room and devices, a roadmap coming up, let's say for the next 4 months till the end of this calendar year. So we can find out quite easily where everything is by just jumping to the Microsoft website. So here we go. We jump over to the public website here. In the address bar, we can type aka.ms/MTR roadmap. And what do we have here? So we can filter out things that are rolled out, that are launched. So if we just look at rolling out and we take off that filter now. So this is anything that contains Teams rooms in this description. So what we have here is a Teams Casting for iOS app. So you've got that on your phone or your tablet. You're able to cast and wirelessly share your content from there. So you can share a PowerPoint or you can share your screen. So that's from the iOS Teams app, and also we have it for the Android app. And then we have breakout rooms, which actually I'll do a new video on quite soon, on how you can use a Microsoft Teams room on Windows in a breakout room. So device management and GCC High, and then we have the Teams annotation in PowerPoint Live. So that's all rolling out now and getting out there, but we want to focus on what's in development. Now, in the past, I've done some blog posts outlining what is happening and where. So let's run through from the top what we have. So we have the control from a device. So using your, again, Teams client, you'll be able to do room remote control from there. It will discover that you're near a room, disable or enable this feature on the Microsoft Teams room itself, and then be able to adjust that mic and camera, audio levels, etc., and leave the meeting. So if you just want that room functionality, that's a great tool to have here, and it's coming for Windows. Now we have Microsoft Teams rooms on Windows, and we also have Microsoft Teams rooms on Android. So there are some subtle differences, and not everything is released at the same time. Also here on the roadmap, you can see when it was added to the roadmap and when it was last modified. So all these were modified this week, actually, on the 31st. So we can see it's updated, and it's now coming planned for September. This one I'm really looking forward to, the Teams room capacity notifications. Now again, this is based on using certain cameras that can do people counting and facial detection. It'll then tell the number of people that are in the room. Now also what this feature should be able to do, show that on a Microsoft Teams panel outside the room, that the room capacity. So in conjunction with the Teams panel app, that should be there. Now again, this doesn't say if it's Windows or Android. Maybe it's for both because it's server side potentially. Then we have the Teams room on Android wired HDMI ingest. Again, a big request on the Android or collaboration bar appliances. This is now being supported by Microsoft, and then the other vendors need to support this on their platform too, and then you can have that physical HDMI ingest. Now again, you've got casting, so you could get around it with that, but some people do love a physical cable to plug in, especially when you've got guests in the organization in your meeting room spaces. They want to plug in without any hassle. So again, that should be rolling out, but that will be vendor specific. IP-based video and audio. This is another one that's been around quite a while actually, and IP-based audio and video devices can be selected as sources in the Microsoft Teams room. Now, again, on Windows. Now, you could sort of say this is already here today with the Shure and Crestron announcement. So using that IntelliMix room on the Crestron C100 Microsoft Teams room on Windows. That's using Dante Audio to connect your microphone and speakers to the IntelliMix room over the network. So that's available today. It'd be interesting to see what the camera devices are. Is that NDI? Because we know we can do that on the desktop, but can we do it on the Teams room? So looking forward to seeing what happens there. So we've got the Teams casting for Microsoft Teams rooms. Again, this is the same thing? This is not the same. This is Teams casting from your desktop, I believe. No, it says mobile phone. Interesting. But I have heard it is coming for the desktop as well, so maybe that's what that is there. So then we have the room remote control for Android. Now again, this is the same feature that will be on the Windows platform, that you can control that microphone, hang up, etc. So again, feature parity across Android and Windows. Next up is breakout rooms for support on Android platform. Now this wasn't available initially for Teams rooms on Windows. I tested it actually last month and it is working, so I need to get a video recording done for that, and I'll hopefully get it done within the next week or so. But how you can use a Microsoft Teams room on Windows in a breakout room. So really good for those workshops you might be running remotely with several different sites together, or even in education, being able to break out different groups of people together and actually include the room there as well. So that's on Windows available today. Just note that is December now on there for the Android platform. Then what else we got? So here we go, Teams meeting roster update. So this is the going to be a new look and feel on the Microsoft Teams console on the Windows interface. So you'll be able to see a newer look and feel that's more similar to the desktop client. So where everything is, the roster list and the bottom rail where you've got the hang up and everything else. So that will make it all nice and simple and consistent, like the desktop app where you've got grouped participants, so you've got the people invited, you've got the presenters, etc. So that'll be a nice, clearer workflow within the Teams Room console there. Management in DoD tenants, so that is coming in for there for all devices. And then we can jump to page 2. Breakout rooms, that's not for Teams rooms. Breakout room presenter support. Breakout rooms. So here's another one that is coming. This might have been shown off publicly. I know it's in preview at the moment. But basically the Microsoft Teams room on a Surface Hub. So previously it had initially a Skype client, then a Teams client, but it's getting the same user interface that we're used to with Teams, and that's coming to the Surface Hub. So that'll be a really nice addition on there. Another great feature coming to the front of room display, and again this is on Windows. This is the chat bubbles during a meeting. So let's say we're in a call and someone sends a link or a survey or a short URL maybe. That will now pop up on the front of room display. So people can know there's a message in the chat. Obviously, we can't see chat on the center of room console, but we'll get a chat notification bubble on the front of room display. So again, you could then join from your laptop or tablet device to see what that message is. So great ability there to be more inclusive in that meeting. Dynamic view on single and dual display. So this is a new view, again, coming to the Windows platform. So being able to let you control what you want on the displays. So whether you've got a single display or a dual display in that conference room, have people side by side. So this is a great new feature that I'm looking forward to seeing when it comes out. Large gallery view, again, if you're on the GCC high tenant, you'll be able to get that large gallery in together mode that we have today already in standard tenants. So this is a new one that I've been sort of asking the Microsoft product group for, is that the video frame will automatically zoom out. So a lot of times we're getting cropping on the desktop client when you're viewing a room, which means it might be cutting some people out. So now you're able to fit to frame, so the Teams room will actually capture everything in the room. So that's a nice, again, user experience to see on there. So for, again, Microsoft Teams rooms on Windows, the ability for a device to join as a presenter or attendee based on the role that's been assigned to that user. And then you get the appropriate controls along the bottom as well. So again, being more inclusive in these large meetings, webinars, etc. that you might be running. This is a nice feature that is on the desktop client, or I've seen it in there, but it also will come to the Microsoft Teams room. So being able to lock a meeting and preventing anyone else joining after you started that call. So maybe you're hosting an important call and everyone who's there is participating, but you want to lock it out so you don't get any interruptions and anything else coming in. So you can lock that meeting so no one else can join, and maybe they can watch the recording, for example. So that's a great little addition coming there as well. The live reactions, so again, thumbs up, hearts, etc. All these actions we can do from the desktop client, they'll be able to be done from the center of room console as well. So again, great inclusive when you're in that meeting space, being able to do all those same features that you are from your desktop client that you've been used to using all the time. And then coming up, we have the ability to pin multiple streams. So up to 9 people you can pin. So again, if you've got certain presenters, you can pin them on the screen so you can focus on them on the front of room display. Next up, we have the presenter mode. So they will appear on the front of room display. So if someone is using the new PowerPoint Live features, like the weatherman, etc., they will appear on the front of room display as well now. So it won't just be people and content, dual streaming. It will be that embedded live view on there. So that's great to see as well. Again, these are all coming next month in September. We'll see. We also have the ability to split the layouts across multiple displays. And again, this has been, again, a popular request. People who are used to immersive telepresence used to have, people on the left, people on the right, if there's just 3 people in the call. So we'll be able to do this on Microsoft Teams rooms on Windows very shortly as well. So this is all in conjunction with the new dynamic displays, etc. as well. Spotlight, multiple streams on the Windows platform. Again, pinning those people. I'm not quite sure what's different between the pin multiple streams. Okay, we'll see when that comes out. So this is more now into the managed services, so that Microsoft Teams Room Premium. So if you want Microsoft to monitor and use AI to manage and monitor your rooms, there's lots of great features coming up on here. So this is an agent that runs on the device. Again, it's Windows today, and we'll see Android in it shortly. But being able to come up with different features, again, assign different roles to different people. So if you're in the UK, you only manage the UK sites, for example, and then manage the firmware from different OEMs. What else do we have? Room expansion planning. So, if you want to have a set standard organization worldwide, and you have it in there. So again, this is something coming to the managed services platform. Again, this will be a great one, I think. Again, once we're using the technology from the cameras and people counting, those occupancy reports to understand, are we really utilizing the space as well? And I guess, that's coming December timeframe, but then also probably blending this in as well, the value reports, is the service worthwhile? And, how much time have you saved by using the Teams Room Premium platform? So probably the 2 exciting things coming to the Microsoft Teams Room Premium portfolio is the ability to add the Surface Hub and also the Android devices. So again, this is December, end of calendar year. Again, this was modified in April. I don't know how well this is coming along. It could be coming along quite well. It might be delayed, who knows? But there we have it, adding devices. So it'll be the Windows, Surface Hub, and the Android platform for collaboration bars. And then this asset workflow. So again, if you've got a large batch of devices to add, you'll be able to import them. So they are the main features that we can see on there. There is one other that's not listed under here, and this is Guest Join. So we have this today on the Microsoft Teams Rooms on Windows. We are able to guest join into a Zoom and a WebEx call with a simple tap of the button on the console. This will now come to Android. This was originally slated for September. As you can see, it's moved to December now. So it's taken a bit more time to obviously develop. So it's been pushed out by a good number of months. So if you are planning what devices to put into your organization, just remember, not all features are feature parity from today, and just because it's on the roadmap, it's moving back. It can move forward. It could also get dropped. These things happen with development. Not everything goes to plan. So here we have the and WebEx guest join access for there. Interesting on here. Have we got anything on on the panels? We have a new entry here. Teams panel check-in notification. So we just had a big release actually last month, and that was for line of business applications on the Teams panel. So you can now develop your own static web apps, and I have a blog post overviewing all the new features there. You can hide meeting names, for example, for important areas, and you can also do remote provisioning through the Teams admin center. So you can just provide the person installing the device just a PIN number. So that's really cool. So with this new feature, the Teams panel check-in notification. This will allow you send a notification to the front of room display to show that the next person is here for the meeting. I.e., what we I think initially discussed at launch back in December last year was like a knock-knock feature to let people know you're outside the room waiting. So it's 10:59. People are still talking away. You can hit check-in. That will send an alert to the Microsoft Teams Room. Now, this is available for Android, so Microsoft Teams Rooms on Android, and it will come to the Windows devices at a later date. So that's due next month, so that's quite cool. Anything on the phones? Let's have a look. Better Together for calls. So you'll be able to use Better Together feature on point-to-point calls. Very nice. So that's getting these features. So using certified Microsoft Teams phones, having that feature there. Walkie-talkie. So that's quite cool. Does that come into the Teams phone as well? That looks like it as well. So we have this on the mobile devices I've seen it on, but if it's coming to Teams phones, that's quite cool as well. So end-to-end, regardless of what device you're on, you can make and receive calls from your Teams device or PC. So this is really nice feature where you start a call on one platform and then you move it to another. So say you come in from the outside on your mobile or cell phone and you want to seamlessly bring that to your PC because you want to sit at your desk. So again, you'll be able to do that from your PC or your Teams phone or your Teams display. So that's really cool as well. Sharing audio on there, device management and DoD, so that's quite cool. So yeah, there we have it. That's what we have coming up in the roadmap in terms of what we call our latest updates in our September updates. So watch out for more updates on what's coming. I'm sure some things will get added, some things might change around, but we have the aka.ms MTR roadmap. We can go to the short link and see what's happening. Thanks very much for watching and see you soon.